boy, we had a divided bunch of candidates and battles going into our primaries and after. It was very hard to bring people together. We got wiped out here in Colorado. And I know it's early. You've put a committee together to look at the outcome, mistakes that were made, things that we did great, things that we could do better. Any sense at all about Colorado yet? I know you've got 50 states to think about.
I mean, Colorado's been a tough state. You're becoming more and more blue. You've had an influx of Californians come into your state. And here's what I'll say, Randy. When we stick with our platform and we stick with our principles, we win voters. And that's what people want to see from the Republican Party. And I think we need to, in a post-Dobbs world, really be able to articulate why we're pro-life and why we stand for mothers and babies and why we stand for the word woman being used and not obliterating the word mom from our vernacular. And these are things that from a value set of our party, we need to be able to articulate and push back on the Democrats, especially as we saw what happened in the pandemic and our kids being locked out of the classroom and forced to wear masks. And so I think, we have to talk about economic issues as a party, but we also have to talk about family and values and the things that we stand for. And I think when we do that, we do well. I think a lot of our candidates chose to ignore those issues this election. Their consultants said, don't talk about being pro-life. Let's not talk about that. I disagreed. I put out a memo saying the opposite. I said if Democrats are spending $30 million against you on an issue, you should be able to articulate what you stand for. And I think voters respect that when you're honest about who you are and what you stand for. And I think going forward, that's one of the advice, that one piece of advice I would give our candidates. I'm going to create a best practices manual for our candidates going forward. A lot of our candidates we're taking advantage of. We have great consultants, but we have consultants who take way too much of the media buy. They make more money on TV, so they forego a ground game. They forego an absentee mail program or chase program. We really need to help our candidates have the best messaging and also not be taken advantage of by consultants. Because you know what? Nobody knows who the consultants are at the end of the day. They don't know their names. They make a lot of money. And we need to help our candidates navigate that better.